Okay, this is going to be strictly how to change tires on your lawnmower. I've got set these two out in the sun while I went grocery shopping. That helps make these sidewalls a little more pliable. It's easier to slide these on. I'm not going to go get the tire changer out of the trailer. I don't think that'll be necessary on these. I don't think the beads are that hard to stretch. And then this tire's been sitting in the sun, right? This is the one that doesn't leak, so we'll do him first. And then this side that leaks like crazy, they're the same age. They're both the original tires from this lawnmower. It's a GT 3204, so like early 2000s, I think. So, you know, pushing 15 years on these tires. Hopefully these next set will last me just as long. So we'll pull this side off and we'll sit over there in the sun with his buddies, and we'll pull the other side and change them out. It's going to be one of those, try to do as much as I can one-handed. Now I'll bring the tires in the garage where there's less road noise when I actually change them. These 3/4 come off really easy. Oh yeah, don't lose these. Get this in the sun. That'll get that sidewall get a little more stretchy. And then is the other side off the ground? Probably not. It's probably just tipping. So that'll do. I'll just pick it up. Yeah, it's not a car. These aren't, you know, heavy. So I just lifted this side, jammed a piece of wood under. That'll be good enough for what we're doing. Oh, oop, see? Damn it. Where'd he go? Head. Oh, jeez. Little bugger. Alright, let's get this in the garage. So it's usually nice to have a coring tool or valve stem core tool thing. You know, we've only got 12 psi in here, so we're not worried about it shooting out and murdering us. Even at pressure, it's pretty easy to kind of hold in. Make sure you're not losing it. I got a couple spare ones. It's going to be loud. To say that of these cores, I've got spares, so if I pull them out and that O-ring's all busted up or they look bad, you can just slap a new one in. They're all standard size. And I've got, these are spoons I use on like dirt bike tires, things like that, that are a little tougher when I put them in a motorcycle tire changer in the its bar. It has some tips on it. We'll go over that at some point. I'll have to change a motorcycle tire. But if those tips are having a hard time, I'll use these. And I got the big boys for backup. So pretty sure though with this I'll be able to just break the bead by standing on it. At least I hope. Maybe not. Might take a little more effort. Okay, so this is what I'm going to try next. The idea here being to show that you don't need a several $100 tire changer like I have out in the trailer. But we do need to break this bead. I just need a lever. We're going to need better than that plywood. Okay, I found a 2x4 out by the fire pit. So it's nice and cracked, so maybe it'll explode. Now I'm going to have to hold it with my foot. Really, we just need more leverage. Once that bead's popped off of there. Come on. There we go. Probably bad framing. I'll try to get better framing on the other one. Maybe I'll find a piece that I use as a tripod. Oh, there were ants all over that 2x4. But yeah, now this is apart. The other side hopefully won't be as difficult. Now we'll have to do the other side too. Let me find something to set the camera on. Okay, that's a little better. Kind of show it better. So it doesn't take that much force for me to hold the other side of the tire down. We're getting a lot of leverage off the truck. Okay, back in here away from the road noise. There's only a couple ants left crawling around on this thing. But once you're off of that bead, it makes it a lot easier because you can push, right? That can tuck down inside this lip and get the other side to pry out. And then you can do the same thing. I'm gonna use this tire lubricant that I have. You can just use dish soap, it does the same thing to kind of help the rubber slide over the wheel. And they have, for this product, they have the ratio to mix it for a spray bottle. It'll go in there almost like a big ball of wax. And you just shake it a bunch and eventually it mixes in. So like with the tire changer I have outside, you get under here and you just rip around in a circle, and then uses leverage to do that, and it makes it really easy. Here, this lip here is so deep that these don't really have the leverage to pull that out. So I'll try to slide this bigger one in there. And all we need is this to pop forward enough that the whole thing just flies right off. Okay. That's rough. I think I need to get closer to that. Okay, there we go. Take a smaller bite. I was able to slip it under there with two hands and see how it comes across the wheel as it comes up. And now the more further we get, the easier it gets to do. There we go. This might be the last one it needs. See right up here how it slides towards me, right? It's not so much that I'm pulling this up, it's that I'm getting this to come forward. And now it's super loose. Should be able to, other way. There we go. Part way out. Okay, so just kind of pried at it, got it out a little bit with the pry bars, and then I think the rest will come back. Oh, that was easy. Right? And just want to get something that's going to hold it. It doesn't move on me. And same thing, I'm going to move the snot out of it, especially this is so rusty and gross. We want it to be able to slide. Right. If I just start walking around it, and what's going to help isn't that we're only lifting this up, it's that we're going to be pushing that sidewall down. So see how it starts to slide around it. And these aren't, I mean, it's a lawnmower. I'm not worried about damaging the wheel. If we really want to, we can put some more tractor paint on it. Okay, so I'll let you guys guess which one leaks the most. Right, this is the one that it's had a rough life. It's come off the bead a bunch of times. You know, it would always leak air. So, and now that it saw it leaking through the sidewall, we know we've got to put new tires on. This wheel should be fine. I'll probably have to wire brush it, make sure the edge is nice and clean. And then I think I had slime in this one, so it might have attributed the corrosion a little bit, but I'm going to get these out with the hose and a wire brush just by hand and clean all the bulk off, and then we'll use the grinder if we need to get any real nasty spots. Okay, so new tires from out in the sun. They got some sticker goo on them somewhere. Yeah, there's all that sticker goo. So rather than worrying about cleaning that off, I'm just going to make sure it goes to the inside so you can't see it from the outside. So valve stem is outside, sticker goo goes down. So when I put them together, we can use a spray if we need a little extra, but we'll actually use this stuff. So on this side, we know it's this face that's going to be pushing over. So I get a little bit on my fingers, and then I run around that edge, make sure everything's nice and slippery. Makes it just way easier to install. And once this, I mean, you saw what it took to take it off. Like, this stuff's not going to make it slide on the bead. This is what I use on all the motorcycle wheels, including my dirt bike. That's, you know, I run super low tire pressure in that sometimes. Yeah, really, you probably can put too much on because it would just be a mess, but you can't really put too much on. Yeah, so. There we go. And this that'll sit on that bead when it's done. So all we need to do is get this one over the other one. Same thing. I'm going to take a bunch of that goo, but this time I want to get it on the back side and this front lip. We don't necessarily need it on this surface because that's just going to sit on the ground, but we need it on the back, so the back will be easier to slide over. Pop that in. It's not going to hold itself until I can get that lip past the bead. There we go. There we are. So, right now that that's in there, it's not going to try to pop out when we move our way around. This is where we need to go down in that pocket, right? So we have another step. We need that to be lower. There we go. So I can probably get an angle on that. So that's what we're looking for. See how it's down below where it's actually going to seat, and it allows this side to move in this way. That'll give us more space to get this other edge down. So that's what's always a pain in the butt. A little more tension, it's holding the irons in place too, instead of them falling through. Just taking little bites. Alright, so that's on. It just needs the bead set, and I probably have to pump my compressor up for that. Compressor finally filled up. What I like to do is try to get both of them close so that it'll make a seal, because remember, we don't have a stem in here, so we're going to get tons of airflow to push these out on the bead. Now if I try to pop this in now, I can probably do it, right? But now it pulls it away on this side. See that huge gap, right? It's going to be really difficult to get that to line up. But right now with a new tire, everything's pretty symmetrical. I think that'll go. If it doesn't, then we can get a ratchet strap and squeeze down in the middle, which will push the sides out. So not quite. Something's leaking too much. There we go. Start to inflate it. See the bead come on. Here it pop into place on the back side. There we go. That was only 5 psi. Both beads are seated. They are sat. They are seated. Fuck. Anyway, so we pop that out. We need to put the valve stem back in before it'll hold air. These on the sidewall, they say max pressure 12 psi, so that's what we're doing. These little guys are great. Okay, here's a tire. I'll do the same thing with the other side and get them back on the tractor and we'll be good to go.